Barbershop conversation, man. I apologize about the lighting. I'm on my way out. I just got back in town and I was spending time with my family, so I haven't had time to digest what the hell happened this weekend. About to go turn up for All-Star Weekend. You guys will be happy going to Floyd's party. But I want to preface this video by saying, whenever you ask greatness of someone else, make sure you ask it of yourself. All right? And everyone wants Keith Thurman to fight for greatness. Everyone wants LeBron James to win 30 NBA championships, right? But the same people, I don't know the percentages, but many of the same people that are asking greatness of everyone else is going to go punch a clock on Monday morning if it's holiday, maybe Tuesday morning. You understand what I'm saying? And get a paycheck that doesn't equal the value of your worth. And I just want to preface that by saying, so you guys can start putting things in the proper context. You understand? And you guys say, oh, this is just sports. No, in reality, this is these people's lives. This is how they make their money. So this is actually like their life. All right. So, and as a fanatic fan, obviously I want the same things you guys want, but I'm also very pragmatic. You know, some of you guys may call me too pragmatic, too business oriented, too common sense kind of guy, but you know, the welterweight division is hot and heavy, highly contentious right now. But I'm also aware of the fact that these guys are humans, and they have to put food on their family tables forever. These 3 years can quite possibly feed the Spences, the Porters, the Thurmans, and the Garcias forever. If they're intelligent, they invest their money wisely, they buy some property, they invest in prosperous investments. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to pretend I am everyone in the situation, and I'm thinking like them. All right? Fred Hawthorne is all four of them: Earl Spence, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, and Keith Thurman. If I'm Keith Thurman, I fight my tune-up fight in May. I'm going to keep this in order. If I am Earl Spence, I fight my celebratory fight in June in my hometown against Devin Alexander, Victor Ortiz, Luis Collazo, somewhere of that such. I go, or maybe Ugas now. Ugas, he just won yesterday. He's ranked in IBF now. I do my celebratory fight. Now, if I'm Danny Garcia, I'm going to put Danny Garcia and Sean Porter together. I fight each other this summer. And I'm going to tell you why, if I'm Danny Garcia and Sean Porter, I fight each other right now, is because you take 6 months off. You literally take 6 months off the calendar to when you're able to fight Keith Thurman. If Keith Thurman is only going to fight twice a year, that's been his MO. Now once a year, but let's be honest, Al Heyman fighters don't fight more than twice a year. All right, and you guys are begging for what is not realistic. Okay. If I'm Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, I fight each other. You guys get anywhere between $2 and $3 million a piece for that fight. Damn near guaranteed. I'm just guesstimating. I don't know what they make, but I'm just guesstimating, right? Because if you do that fight, win or lose, you have 2 rematches in place. All right, and you have the rematch with each other, and you have the rematch with Keith Thurman. Right? Makes sense, right? Now, the winner of that fight gets Keith Thurman in late that year, or quite possibly January at the latest. January this time next year. All right? I know you guys don't like the calendar, but Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua quite possibly maybe at the end of the year, and there's no reason to even have any other fights around that, especially with the holiday season. Let Top Rank and them do their December dates. Lomachenko do their December dates, all right? Right? Because we're trying to get what we really, ultimately what we want out of this thing, right? Now, the loser gets Keith Thurman. I mean, the loser gets Earl Spence. The loser of Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, gets Earl Spence. Earl Spence, late of the year, or you get the winner of that fight versus Keith Thurman, January. 3 weeks later, you have Danny Garcia, Sean Porter versus Earl Spence. Right? Makes sense, right? That's a pragmatic calendar, right? Now, win or lose against Earl Spence, you have at least one rematch. At least one rematch, right? You get the loser. Here's the great thing. You get the loser of Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia. Right? You get the loser of the two. And now we have a unification bout 2019 of the summer. 2019, summer of 2019. You have Earl Spence, assuming he wins, right? You guys all, everyone's predicting him to win out, right? They are the Kentucky. He's the college basketball Kentucky Wildcats, right? When they had them 5 freshmen. Or the Florida Gators, right? When they had the Akeem Noah, Michael Jordan. You guys expected him just to win out, right? Win 72 games and, you know, have a great time. So assuming that's a fact, you have Earl Spence versus the winner of Danny Garcia, Sean Porter versus Keith Thurman, right? And now, and the reason why I believe that's a pragmatic calendar is because everyone gets at least 2 rematches worth at least $1.5 to $2.5 million a piece, right? And that's 4 fights. So you times $2.5 million by 4 fights, everyone walks away with at least $10 million. All right? Every one of them fights I just mentioned will sell out the Barclay. Every last fight I've mentioned will sell out the Mandalay Bay. Okay? And I think it keeps the welterweight division healthy. I think everyone makes a lot of money. And at the end of the day, I think media will be happy. And the fans will be ultimately happy. Now, the fans ain't going to be completely happy because they want it right now. And the business of boxing doesn't allow things to happen right now. We are not in the bum a month club. You understand what I'm saying? When our old former champions had to fight once a month for $500, for $1,200, $1,300. Keep in mind, one fight, $1.5 million can change your family's life forever. Right? In LA, that's probably a down payment on 3 apartment buildings, right? 3-4 unit buildings. You have 12 units. You're making, let's say, $1,200 per unit. Times 10, you're bringing in $15,000 a month. Right? You're bringing $15,000 a month. Half of that goes to mortgages and bills. You're bringing home $8,000 a month, clear and free the rest of your life. That's great money. Right? Plus the equity of your building, and in 15 years or 30 years, whichever long your loan payment is, you have that paid for, and you have quite possibly $8 million to play with, right? Because the LA market is just crazy right now. Anywhere between, let's say each building grows to be worth $1.7 million, right? So now you have money to play with, right? Between $5 and $6 million, right? And everyone wins. Plus your $8 grand a month, $9 grand a month, because your rents will increase over that course. So at the end of the day, everyone wins. Everyone has wise. All 4 of them guys don't have bad habits. I've never seen either of the 4 drunk in public. I've never heard any mention of them doing heavy drugs, bad habits. Obviously, they all like to eat when they're in between fights. For the most part, that's the worst thing that I can say about them. They all come off as having great character. I should say above average character. And everybody wins in that type of pragmatic situation. But I want to get back to my first statement, right? I'm on my way to the party now. Don't ever in your fucking life, if you can hear my voice, expect greatness out of someone else if you're not expecting it of yourself. That's what I'm going to leave you guys. And if you're expecting Keith Thurman to be great, and your ass is working for someone else, making minimum wage, and this is not I'm not trying to belittle you guys, or because I've been in every fiscal situation I can possibly be in. All right, and what I want you guys to understand is I want this video to be a vessel of inspiration. All right, if you're punching the fucking clock, being mediocre, making $10 an hour, $9 an hour, and fuck how much money you make. If you're just getting by every month with a couple $100s to spare and nothing to do anything else, don't ask Keith Thurman to be great. You don't have the right. And I know you guys saying it's just sports. No, sports is a microcosm of life. All right, and the reason why, and this is a separate video that I wanted to do. Right. I was going to do a video on equal rights versus integration, but for this video, I'm going to talk about minorities use sports to advance themselves in life, right? Like many of our multi-millionaires, remember, this is the first generation of black multi-millionaires. We're 47 years away, 48 now, 48 years away from 1970, right? Jim Crow laws, and you guys understand what I'm saying. So we're 50 years removed. We're just 50 years removed from, in April, it'll be 50 years Martin Luther King was assassinated. Only 50 fucking years, yo. That's not a long time in comparison to the 400-year head start that this system has had in front of us. So, so don't let, I want what you want. I honestly would want, I like the schedule that I just presented. You guys wanting Keith Thurman to fight Earl Spence to do it right now, you're being ridiculous. Why don't your ass go finish college? Why don't your ass finish the book that you said you were going to write 10 years ago? Why don't your ass open up your business you said you opened up since you're 18? Or how about that screenplay that you've been thinking about for motherfucking years? Or how about that that piece of property you said you were going to buy? Or how about that woman you said, since 80% of you guys are men, how about that woman you said you were going to marry? All right, be great in your own skin. All right, I'm listening to everyone's video, and I'm not saying that everyone's video was wrong. And listen to the fans last night when I was in Vegas, and listen to everybody speak, listen to the media speak. Everyone wants something right now. Everybody wants the shit right now, but aren't willing to implement that shit in their life. All right, you fucking 300 pounds, 50% body fat, and you expecting greatness from somebody else, right? And everything that I say, I'm being candidly honest with you. I'm not bullshitting you. Everything that I say to you guys, I've either lived it, failed at it, or succeeded at it. Either the three. I'm not telling you something. I haven't succeeded at everything. I've made some great business moves that has put me in a great position now. But let me tell you, I failed so many times. So many times, but I never gave up. I searched for greatness, right? I literally searched for greatness. All right. And I was that one guy who always bet on myself, regardless of the circumstances, and never ever fear of the outcome. All right. And I've honestly failed more than I've succeeded, but thank God that some of my successes have given me some type of fiscal clout. You understand what I'm saying? So I like the welterweight division. I love it. It's going to make us happy over the next 2 years, because I think the media, fans, and everyone else with Sean Porter growing impatient by Errol Spence tweet, he's growing impatient. Keith Thurman will feel the pressure no matter what he says. The pressure will loom, and Danny Garcia has nowhere to go. All right, he has nowhere to go. It's nowhere he can go without not making one of the fighting the top three guys. All right, so the pendulum falls when Keith Thurman gets his next opponent. Right? It's the same thing as when Floyd Mayweather. We had to wait till motherfucking February every year to see what the fuck Floyd Mayweather was gonna do. You guys remember them days? I hope y'all remember them days, because I remember them days vividly. We had to wait till February. And this was before I had a relationship with Floyd. Right? We had to wait. Is he gonna fight Cotto? Who's he gonna fight? Remember the Maidana year? We had no clue who the fuck he was gonna fight. No clue. No one had a clue. You remember that? So anyways, man, barbershop conversation. I'm about to fucking turn up. On another note, I'm about to fucking turn up. It's about to be a great night. And it's just gonna be fun, man. And you know what? I will say this too. Shout out to Jesse Vargas again, because what he did, he got me a gift. I have 15,000 subs, and I genuinely thank you guys for putting up with me. Some of you guys may call me narcissistic. Some of you guys may say I'm too outspoken. Whatever the case may be, at the end of the day, I want all of us to win. All right? And I didn't have a team rooting for me when I was in my young 20s. I had people rooting for me. I didn't have a squad. I genuinely didn't have people saying, I believe in you, Frederick. I didn't have that. All right? And at the end of the day, Barbershop Conversations, we a team. All right? And we should be rooting for each other. We can have our opinions, but our spirit needs to want success for everyone. Everyone involved, all right? And at the end of the day, I want all these fighters to be fucking rich beyond their fucking means, and I want them all to be successful at life, all right? And that's the same thing that I want from y'all, but I want this done realistically. Keith Thurman is not fighting Errol Spence in July. It's not happening. The earliest big fight you're going to get from Keith Thurman, which is fair, is November. At the earliest, is either of the three guys. All right? And I believe, in my heart of hearts, I would prefer the winner, whoever has those two belts, I want that fight in the summer of 2019. I want that fight. At the latest, I want that fight 2019. I will grant you a year and 4 months, but I want that fight at the end. I want a unification bout summer of 2019, which makes sense for everybody. That fight, everybody, that's a big fight. Corona, Mandalay Bay, Barclay will put up a lot of money to make that fight. And I think, and the genius about all of this is, it's all under one umbrella. You don't have to negotiate with Top Rank. You don't have to negotiate with Golden Girl. You don't have to negotiate with Tom Lawfer. Al Heyman will make the right business moves. All right. And at the end of the day, that's what we're gonna get. We're gonna get what Al Heyman and the fighters truly want. All right, because Al Heyman is always on the side of the fighters. All right. My understanding of Al Heyman is he wants what's best for the fighters. So, and what's best for the fighters is everybody gets paid in that four. We don't want Errol Spence going from Keith Thurman, Sean Porter. Then, I mean, we're going to get that based off of my scenario, but we got to have build-up fights, and the guys got to make some money. Anyways, man, I'm gone, man. It's fucking 10:23. I got to go. All right, so anyways, man, Barbershop Conversation. I appreciate you guys. Oh, this is what I was going to say. It was a motherfucker in the crowd at Mandalay Bay. If you're listening to this fucking video, you know, I've never had this happen to me before. Never, ever in my fucking life. You know, I don't subscribe to be famous. I don't subscribe to be, but what I want to be is what Deontay Wilder said. I want to be a leader of men. All right. You know, women are cool, you know, but I genuinely believe if men are men in this society, the world is a great place. And some motherfucker said, Barbershop Conversations! He was like in the 10th row. I was walking by. I was saying what's up to my college friends. The guy that you met, he brought his family to the fight. The guy that you met in the video that I did Saturday. It was just a beautiful thing, man. And to him, to that guy, I want to say thank you, man, because I was humbled. Like, you know, I get goosebumps all the time from you guys. I was getting fucking goosebumps because I've never, ever been in an arena and someone yelling out Barbershop Conversations. Never in my life. I have people walk up to me and be like, man, those videos you do are fucking fire. I respect everything that you do. I've gotten that. But I've never felt like a rock star. I've never had that feeling. Someone yelling at me in a crowd of 5,000 people. Barbershop Conversations. That shit felt good. If that was you at Mandalay Bay, I thank you. You've inspired me. You've encouraged me. And I'm going to give you guys more videos. Not that I wasn't before, but it makes me do it with a smile now. All right, you guys can't see my smile, right? I'm in blackface right now. Y'all can see my teeth, though. Anyways, man, I'm going, man. I can see the racist comments in the comment section now. Anyways, man, I'm going, man. Peace.